2. Clark Otte, Sheboygan Falls, lane 3. Michael Georgie from Lakeside Lutheran, lane 4. Chris Pahnke from McFarland, lane 5. Miguel Mathias of Nekoosa, followed by Nick Veldhorst of Kohler. Noah Bodewis from Lakeland. His Lakeland teammate Darius Diver is right next to him. Walker Miller of Ashland. Hayden Fredrickson of Westby. Cade Lehman, Stratford. Kyle Miller, Waupun. Vincent Guardiola from the Prairie School. Ben Scott of Kenosha St. Joseph's. And Stephen Bork of Cudahy. Those are the 16 runners going for the state championship in the Division II 3,200-meter run.
Once again, if any of the runners go down in the first 100 meters, you'll hear a gun, a second gun, and they will bring them back and do a restart. When you have a crowded field like this, everybody trying to cut in and get position, somebody can go down. It's not uncommon.
And off we go with the Division II 3,200-meter final.
Dustin Hatfield of River Valley is one of 2 top seeds for River Valley in this meet. The other is the sprinter Kyle Thomas, who we've seen look very impressive in both the 100 and 200. It's one of the reasons River Valley figures to contend for the team title.
On paper.
Very true.
Luke Bailey of Xavier, the State Division II cross-country champion. Trying to add a 3,200-meter track championship to his resume. But right now, it's Clark Otte out front, the senior from Sheboygan Falls.
You know, you talk about the difference between the 3,200 and getting in and then cross-country. You know, obviously, the surface is different. You've got the hills. Some kids are exceptional on really muddy days on a cross-country course. I mean, they just march right through it. They're so strong. You see kids a lot of the time that are great track athletes that where it doesn't always transfer into maybe a championship on a cross-country course and vice versa.
So Otte leads Luke Bailey of Xavier.
Xavier is definitely in the hunt as well for a state title.
Hatfield of River Valley running third.
Got a little pack breakaway here, your top 4.
Clark Otte, the leader of the 3,200, is the defending champion in the 1,600.
About 2:14, 2:13 at the 800. Otte's led now, 800. And maybe he likes being out front like that, but it takes a little bit more energy to lead wire to wire in a 3,200.
I mentioned that Luke Bailey of Xavier won the State Division II cross-country championship. Well, the man he beat, Clark Otte, was second that day, and now the roles are reversed, at least for now, here in the 3,200.
The story you were telling us about Otte before we went on the air is kind of a cool one. He wears his warm-up suit. Got a few miles on it?
Well, his uncles ran for Sheboygan Falls, and they were 1975 team state champions. So Clark wears his uncle's 1975 Sheboygan Falls warm-up.
I've got clothes at home.
Which I'm sure his uncles purchased from the school.
Oh, absolutely.
At the end of their senior year.
Yeah,
that's
how it always works.
Well, we dip into the Otte closet. They're handing out the awards for the long jump in Division II girls. Gabby Snyder of Hayward is your champ there. She goes 18.6.5 to win girls long jump in Division II. Ashland Oren of Edgerton second. Emily Sorensen of Bonduel third. Christy Springer of Altoona fourth. Franny Sokolek of North Fond du Lac fifth. And Taylor Snyder, Gabby's, well, I don't know if it's his sister or not, they're both seniors, is sixth. But Hayward goes 1-6 thanks to the Snyders. And Gabby Snyder is the champ in girls long jump division 2.
Otte first, Bailey second, Hatfield third. They have separated themselves from the rest.
Clark Otte is going to Butler University to run track and field and cross country.
Otte was second in the 3200 last year, in addition to winning the 1600. This is the halfway point of the 800, or to the 3200.
About 4:37 and change at the mile. Boy, that's an honest pace. They're going along pretty well here. We got 3 that have decided to stay. Now, this is decision time. The 5th lap is usually where you find out who's staying and who's going. Otte continues to maintain the lead. Once again, it's not easy to do.
I think Hatfield from River Valley is just on the edge of hanging on with going. But he is in touch with the 2 leaders.
Kind of bringing himself back into it right here. You know, he was like he was thinking about it though for that 200 meters of that 5th lap, and he decided he was not going to let go of these guys.
Otte first, Bailey second.
Generally, what happens is the move you let them make on you is generally the distance it's going to be at the end of the race. So if you can get yourself to stick and, like I say, just kind of get on that train and let them pull you along as long as you can. Just hang there as long as you can.
3 laps to go.
Hatfield's kind of approaching new territory here, too. That lap, or that mile at 4:37, 4:38 was probably faster than he's ever gone through before.
Clark Otte has qualified for the state track meet all 4 of his years of high school.
Yep.
Started running in 5th grade when he ran a fast mile in the gym class, and the light bulb went on, and boom.
There you go.
There he is.
Kind of fun.
It's been Otte and Bailey for most of this race, with Hatfield still with the 2 leaders in his sights.
We saw what happened, though, when Vanucci tried to lead the whole thing the whole way. It just, you got that guy on your shoulder, just kind of can get you. Here we go.
This time by 2 laps to go.
Hatfield still hanging on.
Now Bailey decides to take the lead.
800 to go, and Bailey just made his move. Otte's got to make a decision right now if he can hang with him.
Bailey is certainly forcing the issue at this point of the backstretch.
Yeah, he just upped the ante big time. You see that turnover just change a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just threw down in that 200 of the 6th or the 7th lap, and Clark's trying, but he's
About 4 tomorrow, when we're talking about team totals. This could be a big moment right here.
Oh yeah,
Bailey.
Yep, you were right.
Hatfield, Xavier, and River Valley, 2 of the competitors for the team title. These points are valuable.
Yep. Keep an eye on Hatfield. He's got his eye on Otte too. Here we are at the bell.
400 meters to go. Luke Bailey leads Clark Otte, with Dustin Hatfield coming by in 3rd. Boy, Bailey has changed the complexion of this whole race in a hurry. He was shoulder to shoulder with Otte. In fact, trailed Otte for most of the first 3 quarters of the race, but then it was go time for Luke Bailey, and he has looked very strong ever since.
Wow. This is impressive.
I don't know if I saw this coming.
200 to go.
Bailey laps one of the competitors.
This is going to be the same finish for that they had in cross country, huh? 1-2.
That's right.
Boy, he's going to run a nice time here. 9 minutes right now. Look at that.
bit of a strain in his face, but a pretty strong finish for Luke Bailey, a senior from Xavier. He will win the Division II 3,200 meter run.
9:12. Clark Otte's going to run a nice time too.
It's a strong second place finish for the senior from Sheboygan Falls.
9:17. They both bettered, and here comes Hatfield.
And he'll get third. 9:12.78 the time for Bailey. 9:17.44 the time for Clark Otte.
It's a hot day. They ran very, very well. I think you got to be happy with that.
Well, Luke Bailey's decision to go paid big dividends, and he won that rather handily. Well, you never would have believed it about 3/4 of the way through that race. Hatfield third, as we said. Chris Pahnke fourth. Miguel Mathias fifth. And Nick Veldhorst gets sixth.
Pahnke out of McFarland. Nice to see.
Yeah. And the final competitors cross the line in the Division II 3,200 meter run. And everybody's in Division II 3,200 meters. There you see the final results.
Here we go. Final event of the
Tell ya.
morning